the Empowering You Show. This is a lively television show that is a driving force to positive transformation in every viewer's life. Our goal is simple. It is to elevate our audience members with clear, practical, helpful advice and engaging activities. We're here dedicated to sparking a journey of self-growth and empowerment, making sure each episode is a step toward professional and personal achievement. That's how we empower you on the Empowering You Show. So get ready, it's time. Hey. It's another Thursday and I'm super excited. You probably say I'm always super excited, but today I am super excited for the guest we have. This is the Empowering You Show, if you didn't know. And the reason we do this show is to showcase small businesses, small business owners, and people that are doing phenomenal things in the community. Today is no different. We have a spectacular guest for you, and she has a story to tell. So without further ado, let me bring up the sensational, sexy, sassy, oh so smart, Jeanne Smith.
Good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you're coming from. Today is like the day the Lord has made. I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm so happy to be here. And I wish that I could take your introduction of me with me everywhere I go and walk into every room with the confidence that I get from none other than the Barbara A. Smith. I'm just saying.
I love introducing people because it gives them the spark they need to just soar to the next level. And so I appreciate
it really
that.
Does.
And to God be the glory. But we got a guest today, don't we, Jeanne?
We have a guest today that actually she's a returning guest because she's just that good, And she's gonna. I'm not gonna tell you. No.
She's gonna rock our socks. Okay. So let me introduce her so that we can get on with this because I'm super excited. I can't even wait anymore. She is a certified life and happiness coach, certified assertiveness and confidence coach, a certified holistic wellness coach, a professional speaker, workshop facilitator, and blogger. She's a wife and a mother and a grandmother. She's an advocate against domestic violence and one of the domestic violence speaker of the Bureau of Speakers of Mecklenburg County, Charlotte, North Carolina. She's also a supporter of Safe Alliance, a resource for victims of domestic violence. She loves to cook, read, sew, crochet, and write. And so I bring to the stage Jeanne Muhammad.
Thank you.
Right? Do the wave.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to all. Thank you so much, Barbara and Jeanne, for having me back. I have been so excited about sharing space with you again. This is beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We're honored to have you, actually. I met maybe some time ago at one of Dr. Lisa Santiago McNeil's book expo, author expo, and we immediately connected. And I don't know, sometimes when you meet people that you immediately have an electric connection with, you know that's only God ordained, right?
Only. So it's an attraction to the light.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that we're virtual. We still feel that same energy. It would just be intensified if we were in person, but we still feel it. So absolutely.
And you know what? This happened to be a live event, which we weren't doing many of them. And so Jeanne is in North Carolina. And so I was invited to come and be with Lisa's authors. And so I was excited to meet all of her authors. But Jeanne was some special. And I found out later how special and why. So we're going to just go diving right in, Jeanne, and ask you to just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do from day to day. What's your daily life look like?
Oh, that's quite a question there, because first of all, I always start out with where I was born. And I start there because it gives a backdrop to how God has blessed me so immensely to be where I am. And I'll make it short. I was born in the middle of a cotton field in McDade, Louisiana. It's a sign on the side of the road. And if you blink, you know, that saying, you'll miss it. But I was born in a 2-room shack with dirt floors, no running water, no electricity, none of the modern amenities that we have today. And my father, my earliest memory is waking up to my father beating my mother. She was screaming. And I was about 3 years old. So I like to tell that story because then when we fast forward and you ask, what is my daily life like now? I am so blessed to have a beautiful husband. After going through, you know, I'm leaving out a lot. And, you know, if you want me to fill in the blanks from then.
I don't want you to fill in the blank. This show is about showcasing you and your personal story, and that so that we can get to the place where you are right now and tell people why they need to invest in what you're going to talk to us about towards the end.
Ma'am. Yes,
so
ma'am.
I want you not to leave out. I mean, I know we only have 30 to 45 minutes, and we may interject some questions in the meantime, but this show really is about showcasing how we help each other and how you came through on the other side, not knowing all of the things that you would have to go through to get to be the Jeanne Muhammad you are today.
Yes, ma'am. All through my childhood, my father was very abusive to my mother. He never abused us, you know, physically, but growing up in an environment where you see violence on a constant basis, it has an effect on how you see yourself.
Yeah.
And how you see men.
Right.
And how you relate to men. And so growing up in that environment, when I was about 14 years old, because I would stand up to my father, and I got between my father and my mother, and he slapped me. And I knew at that point that, knowing me, that if I did not leave that environment, my father was going to end up really hurting me, or I was going to end up hurting him. So I started plotting and planning on how I was going to escape from that environment. Now, mind you, we're still in the country. By this time, we had moved up to a 5-room house that was in what they call a quarters. There were 5 houses in that line of houses. It was on the side of a main highway, and there was the Greyhound bus would go up and down that main highway, and I could just see myself on that bus escaping from my environment.
You said 2 things right there I want to interject.
Okay.
The first thing you said was you had to plot and plan.
And that's a 14-year-old.
Yeah. And anybody that's out there that's ever been in an abusive relationship or still is, we need you to plot and plan, but silently. Plot and plan.
Yes.
The second thing you said that was so powerful, and I didn't really want to cut you off because I knew you were getting ready to go in, but I have to, because it affects so many of us who have been in abusive relationships. And that is that you could see yourself getting on that bus. You have to see the thing that you want before you see the thing, or you never will see the thing. And so those 2 things, I just wanted to stop and pause and let you go on now with the rest.
And that's so powerful, Barbara, because that is because I don't care what kind of abusive relationship that you may be in. Sometimes coming out of that abusive relationship, if you make your abuser aware that you are leaving, that becomes a threat to their control over you, and it may cause them to become even more controlling and more violent, and you could end up losing your life. So you do have to plot and plan. I plotted and planned, and I had an aunt and uncle, excuse me, that lived in Redwood City, California. And they had been saying they wanted one of my me, or not me. They didn't want me because I was sickly. I was real sickly as a child with asthma. But they wanted my oldest sister to come live with them. So I said, okay, let me decide how I could use that to my advantage. So I wrote a letter pretending I was my father. I wrote a letter to them saying, okay, my older sister was Pearlie. Pearlie cannot come, but my full name is Irma Jean. So they said Irma can come. And so don't tell anybody that Irma is my first name, okay? Don't tell anybody.
Too late.
Too late.
Too late.
But anyway.
You realize you on national global television.
I know.
You realize that, right?
I realized that. But anyway, so I told them in that letter that, you know, Irma can come, pretending to be my father. And so I because I was sickly and stayed out of school a lot, I did pretend to be sick so that I could stay home and watch the mail for that letter to come with the bus ticket. And eventually the bus ticket came, and I told my father, I'm leaving. You know, I'm leaving. And at first he didn't want to say okay, but I told him that if he did not give his consent, that one day he couldn't watch me 24 hours a day. So I said, one day you're going to come home and I'll be gone. I said, because
that's so bold.
I know. And you know, it was bold. And I think about it now. And I was a timid, shy person. I was really shy. I was very timid. What did you say, Barbara?
I said I have a hard time believing that.
Oh, everybody does, because hey, that's part of the growth. That's part of the growth that I've gone to, because I really was a real shy person, but inside of me there was this roaring giant.
Yeah,
there was a warrior inside of me that I did not even know, but every now and then that warrior would show her face. You know, when the occasion really called for it, when it was me surviving on the line.
Oh yeah,
that warrior would show up. So I finally, he said, okay, I can see that you are determined to go. So we're going, right. So he gave his permission. Okay, you can leave. So he put me on the bus. You know, he took me to the bus station, put me on the bus, and I went to live with my aunt and uncle. Now, because I came out of an abusive environment, I continue to go in and out of abusive relationships myself.
Pause break. I want to ask you, how did you feel leaving your mother behind, knowing that you were a part of her protection?
You know, Barbara, I have to say that at that time, I really did not think of it. I had a great deal of faith in God, even as a child, because when I was a child and being very sickly, I prayed a lot. Wow. I prayed a lot. I prayed because living in the country, And my mother and father would be in the cotton fields all day, sometimes. From you talking about sun up to sundown. I would be at home alone. And
You
I
don't
would
have any sisters, do you?
I have two sisters, an older sister and a younger sister, and we're only like about a year and a half apart in age.
Okay.
But they would be in the fields also,
Oh,
or
wow.
at school when, during school. But a lot of times I would be at home by myself and I would be sick.
Mm.
And I prayed to God a lot. So I have, and even that, I did not understand how that was shaping my character.
Totally. Totally preparing you for this Goliath situation. That how do you witness somebody being physically abusive and say that you're timid, but have the audacity to say, I'm leaving. I'm out of
Yes,
here.
that's the God. That's the God. But I didn't see
Yeah,
it at that time. I didn't realize that that's the God in me. And where I am today is because of that God in me.
We never do realize that until it's
nope.
way past. But anyway, we're gonna fast forward and go to your next part of the story that you were on.
Going in and out of abusive relationships, I became a drug addict. I became an alcoholic. I went years and years living a lie, you know, putting on a facade during the day.
Matt,
I even went into the corporate world and went into, management and all of that. And I thought I was doing a good job during the day, but I see now I wasn't. And I wonder why people didn't confront me, because at night I was drugging and drinking
wow.
and getting up and going to work.
A functional.
I was functioning,
Mhm.
but I look back now and see that it wasn't, where I am now. I mean, if I had known, been
All of
in,
us, all of us, had we known what we know now,
Yeah,
but
if we
knowledge,
have the wisdom. Yeah,
youth is wasted. Youth is wasted on the young, because if we had the youth with the knowledge that we have now, oh baby,
oh, baby. See, because you are so right. But you know what? But at the same time that I say that, I realize that if God had not allowed me to go through all that I
come on,
went through
come on.
and to rise to where I am today, I would not be the person that I am
That
today.
is facts.
right.
That is facts.
Right.
That is facts.
So
And we have a tendency, right, Jeannie, to say in the moment, why me? But when we look at it in a different way and think, God selected me for this. God
Yeah.
chose me
yes,
for this.
yes, because all of that pain that I went through, I was homeless 2 or 3 times,
Wow.
and I look back on all of that experience and realize that God was preparing me to be of service to others, to serve Him, to have Him come through me to service others. And if I had not gone through it brings tears to my eyes, tears of joy, because I thank God for all of that now.
Yeah, because
None of it's for waste. None of it.
you can't tell a person or share with a person an experience that you never experienced. You can't tell, as somebody who has been on drugs, but you could not tell a person who was on drugs about what it's like to be on drugs if you've never been on drugs.
That's right.
Or what it's like to be abused if you've never been abused.
That's right.
And so He prepares us. He walks with us through the valley of the shadow of death.
Yes.
We think we're going to die, but He's not going to give us more than we can bear.
That's right.
And yet, we, the collective we, constantly think, until we get to better sense, that it's about us.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. And it's not about us.
Not about us.
It's
No.
not. He is preparing you for a mission.
Yes.
Greater.
Greater. It is so much bigger than.
I need a discernment this morning. Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah, and I know, and I want to say this because when I realized that wow, God wants to use me
He picked you
for His purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and He has been preparing me. And the thing about it is, He's preparing me on a daily basis. I haven't arrived yet.
None of us have, baby.
I haven't arrived yet.
That's when we close our eyes and leave this place. When we have
That's
arrived.
right. That's right. It's a constant learning process about who we are and why we're here.
Yes, and why we're here. I heard a quote. Two most important times in our life: the day we arrive here on this side of the earth, and number two, the reason we are here.
Yes, yes, and
we'll find out the reason, right?
Yes, and you should have the mindset of wanting to know and constantly asking, okay, God, okay, what is this about? Because I did not really come into understanding and loving myself until I kind of isolated myself.
Listen, you said a mouthful right there.
Yes.
Right.
I stopped associating with the different people that I was associating with.
Necessary. Why is that necessary? It's necessary. But why is it necessary? Why is it necessary?
It's necessary because the people that I was associating with, they were drinking, they were using drugs, they were so they were happy, comfortable with the way I was. They didn't see a need for me to change. They weren't encouraging me to change. They didn't, they were making it easy for me to be comfortable living the way I was living. In fact, when I did decide that the way I was living was not helpful to me and the people around me, they started asking me, what's wrong with you?
Won't they do it? Won't they will?
Yeah, what are you doing? We got a good thing going here. Right.
Birds of a feather.
They were enablers. They were enabling me to live a lifestyle that of death. It was a death lifestyle. And they saw nothing wrong with it.
But it takes a lot of strength, Jeannie. Would you agree? It takes a lot of strength to be in an environment that is enabling and everybody's doing the same thing. And now you're getting ready to swim upstream. You're getting ready to change direction. You're getting ready to change the trajectory of your life. And the people around you are your friends.
Right. Well, yes. I didn't at the time, I didn't really see it as being strong. I really didn't see
it was survival.
Right. It was survival. Yeah. I realized that I was just tired of the life that I was living. I was really just tired of living a double life. I was tired. And so, and it didn't happen. My transformation did not happen overnight. In fact, it's still happening.
It never does. But I can tell you this: when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Lord,
you will change some stuff.
Yes. you will start questioning and doing that self-examination. You start analyzing what is it. And this is one thing that I really had to because my abusers, definitely they were raunchy people, you know, but I had to look at, I'm allowing them into my life.
That part.
So what is it about me?
What is it saying about me? Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Fast forward. I need you to fast forward because you are now a speaker, a coach, a phenomenal human being that's serving God's people. Tell us what it's like now as opposed to what it was like. Let's talk about how Jeanne Muhammad maneuvers and moves through the world now. Who you help and what you got on the plate. That's 3 questions all at once.
Okay. Jeanne Muhammad's life right now is every day is a blessing. Every day is a blessing. Just to wake up.
Say that part.
Just to wake up and be able to thank God and be grateful for everything. And not that everything is always wonderful. Perfect. I can tell you some stories right now about some things that happened recently that kind of threw me for a loop for a minute. But I can look at it now and see how I reacted in that moment to how I would have reacted 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. You can appreciate it because you know if it's not good, it's not done.
That's right. And Allah, he is constantly putting things in my life to see how far. Let me just see how far you have come. Mm-hmm. Let me just check this out.
You made me stop and stutter, Shawty.
I said, wait, is she frozen? Or did I just stop her in her tracks?
Stop me in my tracks. You stop me. If it's not what?
If it's not good, he's not done.
That right there.
That
part.
Yeah. And then we know that with confidence. So we know this is just for a little while. And although it might seem like forever when you're in it, you know, you can look back and the time just flies. You know, you look back like just the other day, I was like 21 and now I'm 28, you know, just the other day.
Say that.
But it feels like so long in the thick of it. But when you get on the other side, you look back and like, that was just a second. It literally was just a second. So if it's not good at the moment, he's just not done, and you know it.
And it's wonderful to be able to look at things and see your growth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. From that perspective. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because my sister Donna says, if you're not growing, you're rotting.
Oh.
Period. Yeah. Period. People like to think they're staying the same. You're not staying the same.
Because if you're not, because you have to grow.
You have to grow. We are on assignment. You didn't get on the wake up list just to be able to say, I'm just gonna stay up.
That's right.
And then give yourself credit. I woke up this morning, alarm clock woke me up.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are you gonna do? What are you going to do today?
Well, I got faith that, you know, that the Lord's gonna bless me today. Faith without works is dead.
Dead.
In fact, you can't. They go together.
You're not growing, you're rotten. So. Okay, where were we? Okay. I want to tell you what I'm doing today.
Tell us what you do, Jeanne.
This is what God is blessing. He is blessing me to have written my 12th book.
How many?
This is my 12th book. And it's wonderful because 2 and 1 is 3, and 3 is just that number. And for anyone that know, I'm not gonna go into the number 3, but
that's okay.
So it's great. It's wonderful. It's called Beauty of Being.
How did we get it?
You can go to Amazon. If you look up Beauty of Being, Jeanne Muhammad, it'll come up.
Okay.
Go to Amazon, Beauty of Being, BeautofBeing, Beauty of Being by Jeanne Muhammad, and it will come up. And I want to thank Dr. Lisa Santiago McNeil. She's my publisher, and she was instrumental in my ebook going to international bestseller. So yes. Lisa is phenomenal. And so now it's in paperback. It just came back out in paperback. And you can get the paperback copy from Amazon. Or you can go to my website.
Just gonna ask you that.
Yes, ma'am. I am JeanneM.com. And you can get it, you can purchase it there also. So
will we get a signed copy if we purchase it on your website?
Pardon?
Will we get a signed copy if we purchase it on your website?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we want it from there then.
You sure will. You go to Amazon, you just get the copy. But if you contact me,
I want the one with the anointing on it.
That's right.
All right. Well, then you better go to my website. I am JeanneM.com. But before I move on with me, I want to say this, because this is part of what's going on in my life. Shawnee, that barbecue mix.
Speaking of barbecue bomb?
Yeah. What's the name of it again?
Barbecue bomb. It is a salt-free, sweet and spicy blend.
Oh, I was blessed to win the barbecue mix from a show that we did with Lisa. The Win show that she does the first and last Tuesday of each month.
First and third Tuesday of the month.
First and third Tuesday. And I won that. And when I got it, I didn't use it for a while because this is one of the blessings. My husband and I just moved into a new house.
Oh, amen. Praise God.
A house that I manifested, which is another story.
Prophecy.
Yes. But we were, so I didn't use the sauce, right? But about a week ago, I made some barbecue and some baked beans and some potato salad. Okay. I used it, in my barbecue sauce because I mix up my own sauce that I use for barbecue. I added your spice to it to give it that added kick.
Okay.
Ooh. I also added it to my baked beans. And wonderful.
Well, thank you. I love to hear that. The barbecue bomb has lion's mane mushroom powder in it, so it's great for your brain health and helping repair some of that cognitive issues that people have. So I love that. I love that you love candy spice.
Yes, I may pour some in my hand and start. Are you telling me it's got all of that in it?
Well, we are at the top of the hour. I just know that this has been a phenomenal time with Jeanne Muhammad. She's going to give us again, how do we get in touch with you to get our anointed signed copy of that book? How do we get to you?
Okay, you can go to my website. It's Jeanne. I am JeanneM.com.
Can we get that on a stream? Can we get that, Mark, on a stream?
I am JeanneM.com. And I want just say this before we have to do. I know we're almost getting ready to come to an end. I also will be launching a live stream that's going to start today.
Wow.
Yes. And the name of it is Wisdom for the Ages.
Where do we go to that?
It can be seen on YouTube. It's Jeanne Muhammad. my YouTube channel is Jeanne Muhammad.
Okay.
It's going to be on Facebook, and it will be streaming live on LinkedIn. Those
Wonderful.
two, YouTube,
Beautiful.
LinkedIn, and Facebook. And that's Wisdom for the Ages, and it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Is
And
that
my topic today is going to be believe.
oh
Oh, that's a good one. We all need that. We all
Believe.
need that because
It
that's
is,
almost that's the catalyst almost for everything, basically. It's
isn't
what you
it?
believe.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? So I just wanted to make
thanks for
those two
sharing.
things.
Yeah. So is it every day or is it once a week?
That was
What
my question.
I'm starting out once a week on
Mhm.
Thursdays at 2 p.m. and and it came out of this friend of mine. He DM'd me on Facebook, and he said, when are you going to start back doing like podcasts or live streams or something and sharing your wisdom? He said,
oh
you need to do that. And so I said, and God had that on my mind. You know how things
Mhm.
just stay on your mind, stay, and God
Mhm.
is saying you need to get out there more. You need to get
That
out
is
there.
like, I know you hear me. I know you
Yes,
hear
you heard me the first time.
me.
yes. What you act like you don't hear me for? You know I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And
Well, we hope you've enjoyed your stay with us. We certainly have enjoyed having you on the show today, and we want to talk a little bit now about what we have going on in the coming weeks. On Friday, I will be in Petersburg, Virginia, at the Petersburg Public Library for Raleigh Desper and the Black Author Expo. So that's going to be at the public library. If you're in and about the Petersburg area, please stop by and say hi. I'm going to have a surprise guest. One of our other authors in the book is going to be with me, and it's going to be a phenomenal time, I'm sure. I'm going to meet some more authors like Jeanne Muhammad while we're there. Then on Thursday, the 22nd of April, I will be in downtown Hampton, Virginia, doing an artificial intelligence training. And that's a great training for those who have businesses or not have businesses and want to know how to use this tool to make your marketing more efficient, to make your life more
I was
efficient,
gonna say your whole life.
and to work smarter and not harder. Trust me, it's hands-on, interactive. It's not pie in the sky. It's not an overview like you get in a lot of different AI trainings. This is put your hands in it and on it and work in your use case, whatever use case you have. We're going to talk about it. So come on out if you're in the 757 in downtown Hampton at the Rupert building, which is where we pay our taxes, and anybody in this area knows that. So 1 Franklin Street, Hampton, Virginia. Then fast forward to October 3rd and 4th. What we got going on, Shawnee?
The fourth, that's 1, 2, 3, fourth annual Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance retreat. I feel very confident I'm also going to see Sister Jeanne Muhammad in the house in Norfolk, Virginia,
Yep, at the resident.
correct?
Yep.
Where it turns into the most incredible experience. And I know it might sound like I'm just saying that because I'm there, but let me just tell you, it is like freedom that you can't really put your words on, but it's the most freeing sisterhood experience you can ever possibly imagine.
Yes.
Where you, on top of that, get to learn how to effectively run your business from strategies from people who are literally credible messengers who have already done this thing and can help you, whether it's the same industry or not. They can take you further faster.
Yes, and we have phenomenal presenters. We have the illustrious Dr. Lisa Santiago McNeil is one of the presenters. We also have the phenomenal Dr. Obiama Martin as a presenter, and you have me as one of the presenters in the building all together at the same time. And
That
so
you can put your hands on, you can touch. This is not from the stage experience. This is we're all in this together. What do you have going on? Let's figure out how to move forward.
Yep. So we're looking forward to all of those things. And we, again, appreciate your being with us today, because you could be anyplace else. And we love. You know what time it is? It's time for you to step into your greatness, because the world is waiting for you. That's our show. That's our time. Thank you so much, Mark Lee in the background. Thank you so much, Shawnee Smith, for being all things BHS and Associates. And thank you so much, Jeanne Muhammad, for being our special guest today on the Empowering You Show. That's it. That's all. Have a great day.
Thank you.